Hello. Now I will show a combination that looks impossible for beginners, but you will be able to repeat it today. You have come to the right place. Enjoy watching. In the previous lesson, we learned how to checkmate with our heavy pieces, namely checkmate with the queen, checkmate with 2 rooks, and checkmate with 1 rook. Today we will talk about how to checkmate with light pieces, that is, bishops. But before we move on to this task, I want to tell you why some pieces are called heavy and others light. So you should know that each piece has its own strength. The strength of pieces is assessed in pawns. All pieces have a certain strength. So let's start with the strongest piece in chess, the queen. The queen is equal to 9 pawns. The next strongest piece is the rook. The rook is equal to 5 pawns. Next, we have the knight, which is equal to 3 pawns, and the bishop, which is also equal to 3 pawns. What does this mean? It means that when you play a game, for example, you can capture an opponent's piece with a pawn. But if you give away your bishop, it will be an unfavorable exchange for you. Why? Because when you captured a pawn, you took 1 pawn, but when they captured your bishop with that pawn, they took 3 pawns from you, and then your opponent will have a material advantage. That is, your task is to try not to give away your light or heavy pieces for pawns. And even if it happens that you give away your light piece, that is either a bishop or a knight, try to give it away for at least 3 pawns. I hope this is clear. And now, let's return to how to correctly checkmate with your 2 bishops. I remind you that it is impossible to checkmate with 1 bishop, but with 2 bishops, it is quite possible. So, your task is to drive the opponent's king, with the cooperation of the queen, to the edge of the board. This can be on square A8, on square H8, on square H1, or on square A1 respectively. To drive it there, you also need to use the term weaving a braid with your bishops. What does this mean? Let's talk about this now, but before that, I'll say where your king should be. If the black king is on square A8, your king should be on square C7 or B6. So, let's go. For example, black moved their king to square E7, right? We need to place our bishops in certain positions. Move the bishop to square F5. The king attacked our bishop. Move the bishop back to square E4. The king moved to square E6, and place the other bishop on square F5. So we've blocked this diagonal and this diagonal for him. The black king can retreat to any square. Well, for example, he goes to square E7, right? Our task, I remind you, is to drive the king to the edge of the board. For that, we use our king, moving it to square D5. The black king goes to square D7. Place a bishop on square E5. The king returns to square E7. Place the other bishop on square F5. This is how we should align our bishops so they block the diagonal. Now the king cannot go back. Well, for example, he will move to square F7, right? Again, we are driving our king into a corner. The king moves to square E8. And in this way, with such a simple mechanism, we have already driven him to the 8th rank. Next, we need to drive him into some corner. Well, let's move the bishop to square E6 in order to block that diagonal for him as well, so that he cannot escape from this last 8th rank. Well, for example, he moves to square F8. Then we place the bishop on square F6. We weave with these pieces, as with our bishops. The king can no longer move to square G8 or square G7, because the bishops block those squares. He moves to square E8. Now our task is to drive this king into this corner. How to do this? Right now he has 2 squares, king to F8 and king to D8. First, we eliminate the F8 square for him with our bishop. We move the bishop to G7. He has only 1 move left, king to E7. Now we place our bishop on square F7. We block that square for him. The king moves to square C8. Now he wants to escape and move to square B7. We do not let him do that, but we place our king on the C6 square. The king can move back, but now we place a bishop on F6. The king cannot go to the E8 square. He must go to C8 again. Then with the second bishop, the light squared one, we place a move on E6. The king must return to B8. And now we place our king on B6. That is, we have already properly positioned our king. It should be either on B6 or on C7 if the king is on A8. But in this case, the king ended up on B6. Now the king moves to A8. And here we just make such a technical move. With the bishop, for example, we go to C3. The king has only one square, goes to b8. We now return the bishop to e5, making a move. It turns out that the king has only one retreat square, namely a8, and with the next move we put our light-squared bishop to deliver checkmate. The bishop goes to d5 and announces checkmate to the black king.